So here's our M6 for looking at the magnetic field around a wire. Again, we've got the DC power source in the back running through an ammeter, and then through a switch, and then into the apparatus. So we've got a wooden base here, and if you look, the current's going to come in on the red wire. And let me disconnect this so we can get a closer look. If we look underneath, the input side right now is here, and it's probably a little hard to see, but I can tell that the wire comes here and then goes up through the base, and then it's going to loop around, going basically around this loop about a dozen times, and then the last winding comes back and to the exit terminal right here. So what that means is basically when we hook this back up how it was, when I switch the current on, the current is going to be flowing up through this wire. And so I'll set up some compasses and we can take a look at the magnetic field from that. Okay, so now we've got a line of compasses, or a ring of compasses around the wire rather, and I know that in the lab, north is roughly this direction the pencil is pointing. You can see the compasses are all kind of generally facing the same direction and roughly that way. There's a little bit of variation. These style compasses are not super accurate, plus they hang out around magnets all the time in our lab, and so they get remagnetized. But they're all kind of roughly in agreement that north is that direction. And now when I switch on the current, you can see that they line up so that they're instead pointing in a ring around the wire, right? So again, the current is pointing up through the wire, and now the compasses are telling us the magnetic field is going around in this direction. So I can also turn off the current, and they take a minute, but these will reset. So they're again pointing north, and what I'm gonna do down here is just switch the wiring on the base of the apparatus, and so now we're going in where we were coming out before, and so what that means is the current going around the loop is going to be coming down the wire on this side and up in the back. So it's the opposite of before, and when we switch on the current, you can see now the ring of compasses is pointing in the other direction. I've got one outlier here. There we go. But now they're all pointing in a circle around the wire, but in the opposite direction.